Good evening, everyone. Yalancy Peterson here. Today it is Saturday, July 7th, 2018. Today it is, right now, it is 10:38 p.m. 10:38 in the evening in Los Angeles, California. Well, I'm back in the BMW. I am very happy. This has been a long time coming. I've been through a few things during the month of June, but things are going to be back to regularly scheduled programming. As you saw in a couple of videos, I have another car. I have a 2013 Lexus ES300h. It is a hybrid. So I get the fuel economy of a Toyota Prius with the space of a Camry, using regular gas, getting about 45 miles to the gallon. And the car qualifies for UberSELECT, Lyft Premier, and Lyft Lux. It has, platinum colored seats, but the carpeting is black, which is fantastic. That is also my personal vehicle. I still love the BMW. I still intend on keeping the BMW for as long as I possibly can, because I still make more money with the BMW. In fact, I make enough money with the BMW to pay for the Beamer and to pay for the Lexus. So I'm a happy camper, and I have a little bit of flexibility, because with the Lexus, I can go certain places that I can't go with the BMW, like San Francisco. I can drive rideshare in San Francisco. I can make longer distance personal trips with the Lexus, trips I can't do with the BMW due to permit and insurance reasons. Okay, so enough about the car. Let's talk about the phone. You saw the last video where I purchased the Motorola G6 Play. I will tell you right now, I love that phone. I love that phone so much that I am actually planning to buy a much more expensive Android-powered device. I'm already looking in top-of-the-line phones now, meaning the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, the Google Pixel XL3. I know the 2 is out, but I saw some preliminary specs on the Pixel 3, and that's a monster of a phone. So checking that phone out. Was the Sony Xperia line. I like the way those phones look. I really like the Essential phone. Unfortunately, the Essential phone is starting to get eclipsed by other devices on the market. There was another a phone that I really liked that I saw, the Huawei, I think it's called, HUAWEI. I have a little bit of I kind of feel biased against Huawei, because they've been in the news in a negative way. Either Huawei or ZTE, one of those two companies. But right now, the main contender for me really looks like to be the Google Pixel XL3, and the reason why is because that device has no additional software added to it. It's all Google, nothing but Google, just a pure version of Google. Now with this phone, with the top of the line phone, I'm looking for raw performance. I mean, I'm looking for the best processor, the biggest screen, the most memory, the GPU. I mean, I am really studying the specs on this phone. But when it all is said and done, the iPhone still performs better than the Android device. But I am looking to get the nicer Android device because I love the new Uber app, the new driver app. I'm telling you, if you haven't used it yet, in my personal opinion, you are in for a wonderful treat. It's a very short learning curve with the app. There are a few things that have been changed, but the look of the app is a lot smoother. It runs a little faster than the older app, but it does help the driver execute the job a lot better, a lot more efficient. There are two things, however, about the app that I absolutely don't like. One thing you can change, the other will take a programming change from Uber to make this the change happen. When you use Uber's navigation, the voice that they use is horrible. I heard it and I'm like, oh no, this thing's got to go off. The computer just talks to you too much, and then the voice is not exactly it's not a nice voice. I don't like it. It's worse than the voice used on Google Maps. I can't stand the voice they use. Thankfully, it's very easy to turn off. You just simply tap up top where the directions are, and the list of the streets and the left and right and whatnot comes up. There's a little speaker with an X. You tap it, and it's muted. Because I go into the app settings to say turn off the voice, but I still get the voice. So going into the directions and then hitting the speaker effectively turns off the voice. The second one is a bigger problem that I really wasn't expecting. The route line, the route guidance line, is a navy blue color, and it looks nice, but the problem is the color of that line is too close to the color of major highways. On my second trip, I had a customer who was only going 3 minutes away from where I picked her up at. And I ended up taking her 5 minutes out of the way because I thought that the route included us getting on the 405 freeway. I'm looking at it and I'm seeing how the line is going. I'm like, oh, we're going to the 405. So I took a route that I felt was more efficient, and she had to correct me a couple of times on the proper way to get to her house. And at first I got mad at her because I'm thinking, okay, she's trying to tell me how to get to the 405, and I know how to get to the 405. But her trip did not require the 405 whatsoever. And so when I looked at the map again, I saw, oh, they need to change the color of the freeways to that weird orange, that burnt orange color that you normally see on navigation maps. Either that, or change the color of the route guidance line. Maybe give it a candy cane look or so, something to distinguish the route line from the freeway, the freeways. Other than that, I love the night mode. The night mode is glorious, and you can leave it in night mode permanently. That's great. I like how you can keep it in privacy mode, so you can keep the amount of money you've made during the day separate. It also gives you guidance on the number of trips you've made, the amount of money you made in the week. Also, if you are the amount of money you made on your last trip, and if you're doing any quests. Now the quest only comes up if you are in a category that works with Quest. For example, right now, I'm driving my BMW and I don't have UberX on this car, so Quest does not come up on the app right now. But when I was in the Lexus, Quest came up because I did some UberX trips in the Lexus. Well, and that's because during July 4th weekend, surges were anywhere from 2.9 to 3.7. I mean, it was amazing. I did fantastic on Independence Day. Oh, it was glorious. It was wonderful. Oh, one other thing about the app, and I absolutely love it. Text messaging to the client, to their phone, is now fully self-contained in the app. And what I mean by this is, I was able to log in to both of my Uber accounts, my personal Uber account and my Uber Black account. But I did not have to update the phone number. All I had to do was put in the verification code to the existing phone. But when it's time for me to send a message to the client will actually receive the message as if it came from my original phone number. This is great because basically what it does is it solves the problem of using a tablet with the app. If you know, if I don't know if anyone's able to do it. I haven't been able to do it, but whenever I use the tablet with the app, or if I didn't update the phone number to the actual phone number of the device I was using, messages and phone calls would not go through. I always try to send a text message to the clients, and it was always frustrating when I couldn't do it. Well, now Uber has eliminated that problem. Now you can get a large screen Android tablet with the new app, and you can send text messages in app to the customers, and they will respond to you. They will receive it. That's huge. It really is huge. Let's see. Other than the two things I mentioned, there weren't any other problems, I found. But as far as thumbs up or thumbs down, I give the new app 2 huge thumbs up. I'm having a very difficult time even thinking about going back to the old app. When I first downloaded the app to the new Android phone, the old app first appeared. But then I restarted the phone, and when I loaded it up, I was surprised, and the new app showed up, and I was, oh my God, this is exciting, this is great. A couple of issues. The app did lock up on me twice. I thought it was just a glitch. I thought maybe it was too hot or so, but during 2 active rides, Uber's navigation just stopped on me, and the phone was responsive. I mean, it went through everything, but the navigation itself stopped. Now, the mileage did not update, but the distance, the time, it did change. So, for example, one trip had me 25 minutes away from the destination, and then as I got closer and closer to the destination, the time went down to 21 minutes, 20, 19, 18, 5, 1 minute, but the distance still remained at 17.1 miles. I completed the trip, and I was accurately paid for the 2 trips that did not navigate properly. So I think that's something that Uber will look into as far as correcting that. They'll get enough reports to say, hey, this is a problem. That's basically it. One other thing, it's a nag, and I think they can fix it. Maybe they can turn it off. On the bottom of the app, you're going to see, I think they call it a status bar or so. So it'll tell you, okay, you're online, and then it will keep flipping, telling you when the next estimate of when you're going to get a ride request is. Don't believe it. It's a lie. They're going to tell you, oh, next ride request is 5 minutes away. Next ride request is 7 minutes away. I've been sitting here for 30 minutes, and this phone has been telling me next ride request is 5 minutes, and it's an estimate. So it doesn't work for UberSELECT and above. It only works for UberX. And even then, I would take that with a grain of salt. But it's a distraction, because each time it changes between you're online and then what your next ride request is. You don't have to tell me I'm online. I liked it the old way, where when you slid across, it just changed blue and it stayed there, and it just said online, and that's it. All right, so for now, that's it. Talking about the app, you know, I think it's great. And you know, if you have an Android 6.0 device or higher, you should be able to download the app and use it. Now, you might have to be part of the beta development team. I don't know exactly how it's rolling out. When I first downloaded the app, it wouldn't work for me. I turned off the phone. I went to the beta program website. I entered my email address. I restarted the phone, restarted the app, and then the new app showed up. I don't know if it was a coincidence. I don't know if it was a correlation, but all I know is one moment I started it, and the next minute one moment I didn't have it, and then the next moment it's working just fine, no problem at all. So there's that. Sorry for the long video, but I wanted to give as complete a review as I possibly could. Thank you for hanging with me this long. I do appreciate it. And I will catch you on the next video. Take care.